Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Southern Football Network. I'm telling you, it's November. This is when football gets interesting, especially in the SEC. We've got George Teague, the All-American from Alabama. Welcome to the show.
I'm in the house, baby.
You are in
man?
the house. Your Roll Tide's looking better, man.
Hey, man. Other than having surprisingly losses to Vanderbilt and Tennessee, I think our team looks good. We had a great week, and I'm Roll Tide all day, baby.
I know you are. You are, and I even wore the Roll Tide colors just for you, man.
Well, that's because you love me, and
man, let's not get carried away. I don't know about love. I covered you when you were 5-11 with the Cowboys. That was not love. That was painful, dude. Yeah. Painful. But we're talking Alabama. They never go 5-11. Okay, let's talk about the odds right now. Currently, the odds from Vegas. Here are the odds. You get to pick. You start with you, George. How many of these teams do you think are going to make the college football playoffs, and which ones?
I think 4 of us are going to make it to the playoffs.
Okay.
Tennessee being one, Alabama being another, Texas being one.
Yeah.
And,
that's a tough one.
I know, because I just don't like Lane Kiffin all that much. So I'm going to boot him out and I'm going to put Georgia in.
Okay, you putting Joe. All right, I'm going to go Texas. I'm going to be very close. Texas, Alabama, Tennessee, and in a shocker, Georgia's been up and down this year. I'm going Ole Miss. All right, we're going to go now to the rest of you guys. We'll start with Jamie, Jason, Charlie. Let's make your picks. Jamie, what do you got? Let's show that graphic again so you can see them. The teams up there. Obviously, the favorites are in order. Jamie, you're off. What do you think?
Yeah, I think the SEC is going to get 4 teams in here, but it's going to be really interesting to see what happens on Saturday between Tennessee and Georgia. I think that game, and then obviously the Texas A&M game, is going to not only dictate how many teams get into the playoff, but which teams get into the SEC championship, which is almost a more interesting discussion for me right now.
Right.
We're going to have to go down to perhaps maybe the 4th tiebreaker of strength of schedule and strength of record to determine that. But you know what, you guys, after watching the show last night, I was really bummed. And let me tell you, if I ever see a sad Georgia Bulldog fan, nothing as an Alabama fan makes my heart happier. However, if I am a Georgia Bulldog right now, I am furious at the committee with having the number 1 strength of schedule, the number 3 strength of record, and being not, yes, they're ranked 12th, but they're the first team out of the playoff. So I got them Saturday beating Tennessee, and I think if that happens, then they're in. But yeah, wow, that was really wild to see that last night, that the Georgia Bulldogs were out based on, I mean, guys, they had to play on the road in Oxford, in Knoxville, in Austin. Come on.
Yeah, that's a tough role. Jason, what do you think?
Yeah, so I like everybody else, I think Texas is kind of a shoe-in. I think they get past Arkansas, Kentucky, A&M. They're into the SEC championship and roll on to the playoffs. Alabama as well. Alabama's got pretty much the easiest schedule out of everybody. They play Mercer. Then they got Oklahoma and Auburn for the Iron Bowl. We'll talk a little bit about the Iron Bowl a little bit later. But then Tennessee and Georgia, man, toss up right there as to which one gets in. And I know I want to be a homer and say that Tennessee's going to get in. But it really boils down. I think Saturday for Tennessee, Georgia is an elimination game, one way or the other. Whoever wins that game is in really the driver's seat to make the playoffs versus the other. And then Ole Miss would be my 4th. They play, Florida and Mississippi State left on their schedule. I think they get in. So I think those are the 4 teams. I think A&M's on the outside looking in.
All right, Charlie, you're the last one up. What do you got?
Well, I think this is an elimination game for Georgia, but I don't think it's an elimination game necessarily for Tennessee. I think Tennessee can get in with 2 losses. I think there's a path for that. With a gun to my head right now, I would say Tennessee, Texas, Georgia, Alabama. I do think that A&M has a chance. I think if A&M beats Texas, then
but that's not happening.
If that's not happening.
It's a done deal.
If A&M beats Texas, they're going to the SEC championship.
But they're not.
If they win, they're in.
They might have to play them twice.
I'm definitely picking Texas in that game.
Objectively,
and I've got Texas going as one of the 4. Committee's in love with Notre Dame. I'm not sure I would put Notre Dame in above a fifth SEC team, but the committee seems to be in love with Notre Dame, and I think it's going to be a tough. To me, Ole Miss, leaving Ole Miss out after beating Georgia is a tough one, but losses to Kentucky and LSU's, not good for their resume. But I think both Tennessee and Georgia can get in, and I think Texas and Alabama will be the third and fourth.
All right, George, we were talking about the playoff teams a little bit earlier. Out of all those playoff teams, who's going to win? Who's going to end up national champion?
Would it surprise you if I said Alabama's going to win the national championship?
This?
I know it's hard to think with your heart and your head, right?
Come on, dude.
You know what? Here's the deal. And so I did pick Texas to win the SEC championship.
Oh, okay.
And that was my preseason prediction.
Really?
Now, if things keep going like this, honestly, I know you're talking about this, but I think watching Oregon play, I think they're just really, really good football team. I think they're my favorite at this point.
Okay.
So you don't think it's going to be an SEC team?
Well,
you think Oregon can do it?
You might ask me that in 3 more weeks or something, but as of right now, I think Oregon is the best team in it.
Thank you. Always a pleasure, man.
Thank you.
Always fun.
Thank you, Teague.
I've known Teague since the 90s, back in the day, man. Great job. I appreciate you coming on. Thank you guys for coming on, and thank you for watching Southern Football Network. Check us out on YouTube. We got all these videos, and check us out. We'll see you again. Bye-bye.
Woo, roll tide.